Hello and welcome to Talk Sport on Global Television. My name is Anthony Moore, the King of Sport, and I've got all the big stories in the exciting world of sport to share with you as we look at the Olympics coming up in France, and also Euros are taking place already in Germany with big action. Last night it was heartbreaking for the Croatians against the Italians, where the last gap goal scored by the new hero for the Azuris came into play, and it was Torres Fernandes scoring the only goal for Spain as Spain continue their dominance in their group, winning all three matches, gathering all 9 points to lead their group at the ongoing Euro 2024. We also will give you some stories on the home front. A man who does the business of breaking down deal analysis is standing by, ready to kickstart his day. I wonder if yesterday he put his money where his mouth was, or if he made someone put the monies where their mouth should be. Talking about the Euros games. Samodi, how is it going?
Going very, very well. It's an amazing Tuesday morning and kicked off the day with a lot of good music and amazing sports stories.
There was action yesterday. Italy broke the heart of Croatians yesterday. I don't know if you had a chance to see that match. It was magnificent.
I didn't really get to see the match, but I heard stories and I heard screamings while I was at home from people not far off watching the match. So it was, I just knew that a whole lot of heartbreaks went down yesterday, but Croatia, they're always on the fighting angle and they always fight, but last night was a bit tedious for them. The battle was intense and they were not able to scale through.
Alright, so it was Croatia won. Italy won last night at the Euros taking place in Germany. But let's begin from the home front where we're talking the Olympics, and it's said that three-time African shot putter champion Chukwuebuka Enokwechi has set his sights on the Paris 2024 Olympics podium after claiming his third title at the ongoing African Senior Athletics Championship in Cameroon. Enokwechi extended his dominance on the continent to 6 years, taking the first gold medal of the 2024 African Championship in Douala, Cameroon. The 31-year-old who had won the last two editions of the championship in Asaba in Nigeria in 2018 and in Mauritius in 2022 bettered his championship record of 21.20 meters set 2 years ago in Saint-Péry by 2 centimeters, striking gold with a new record of 21.22 meters. Aside from winning his third straight African title, the Nigerian has consistently broken the championship record with his winning throws at every edition he has attended, starting from Asaba in 2018 in Delta State with 21.08 meters. In Mauritius in 2022 it was 21.20 meters, and in Douala in 2024 it's 21.22 meters. This shows you the progression this man has made from Asaba, 21.08 meters, and he jumped to Mauritius at 21.20, so 12 meters in addition. And fast forward, Mauritius, Douala is now just a meter. 2 meters more.
Yeah. So it just shows how much preparation and how much work has been put in, because you can't just wake up in the morning and voila, you're training
and just train by
the next day. It shows the amount of work, and then now he's conquering. He conquered Asaba, he conquered Nigeria at home, now conquered Africa, and also conquered Mauritius. So he is set and for a bigger challenge, which is Paris 2024, and then he's looking very healthy and stronger than he used to, and they're ready to go conquer Paris 2024. Most of our Nigerian athletes are actually going in to get a place. They just don't want to go there and represent. They actually want to get a place on the podium, and with all of their performance, the track record from last year, early this year, until this moment with the competitions going on in Africa, it shows that these guys and these ladies are just out there, can smell blood on the podium, and they want to get there.
All right, we're wishing them the very best. Talking about Team Nigeria going to the Paris 2020 for Olympics, very good performance by Chukwuebuka, 21.08, 21.20 meters, and now 21.22 meters for him. I'm wishing the very best. We're still talking Paris 2024. Another athlete is in the mix, Anya Cho, confident after pre-Olympic gold. That's talking about the African Games gold medalist Elizabeth Anya Cho exudes confidence ahead of the Paris 2024 after winning gold medal at the Luxembourg Open in Ketchberg, and the 25-year-old won a gold medal at the G1 tournament in Luxembourg earlier this month as her last pre-Olympic warm-up before the summer sport fiesta. Anya Cho has been training in Germany, and according to Nigerian Taekwondo Federation Secretary General Damu Mekano, she is in the best place for her preparations. The Olympics will run from July 26th to August 11th with Taekwondo event taking place at the Grand Palace in Paris from August 7th to 10th. In March, Anya Cho won Nigeria's only gold medal in Taekwondo at the African Games in Ghana by defeating Africa's number one ranked taekwondoist in the person of Mohamed Aya of Egypt to finish first, an upgrade of the bronze medal she won in Morocco in 2019. She previously competed in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, where she narrowly missed out on the medals round. This time, she is determined to give it all, but acknowledges the tough competition she will face. All right, let's look at all this. This is another interesting things play out for Anya Cho. This training in Germany, the Federation man says Taekwondo training in Germany is the best place for her to train. How much do you think this is going to affect performance? You know that Taekwondo, most times the US, China, and these other nations seem to be the king of Taekwondo, but training in Germany, they say that's the best place for her.
I think
is that about the money we can afford, or just truly the best place for her?
Well, that's one of the challenges, money that we can afford. Though not the Germans are actually engaging and getting into the Taekwondo business solo. And if you look at from the recent competitions that we've had, those that came out from Germany to fight in Taekwondo, yes, we're able to, get far and then win competitions and win some medals. But the whole world knows that China and the US, Asia generally are key in terms of Taekwondo on the training. So even professional fighters do find their way to China to just go get trained. So I would say Germany is a good start. Let's say if that's what we can afford for now, Germany is a good start. Maybe next we'll be looking at China or the US, but I'll be going for China more because that's it's a culture for the Chinese. So when you get there, it's just like them introducing you or teaching you their culture. That's what they live for, that's what they breathe. So for Iheanacho, with our recent performance, 2019 bronze medal, and then she came back and then swept the gold medal. So she went for Tokyo 2020. It wasn't palatable for her, she didn't get to win, but now she's going with a different motivation, and with the training that she's getting from Germany, we're hoping to see her, get to the podium and win one of those 3 medals.
All right, wishing Iheanacho the very best of luck. We're staying in Germany because Germany is where we want to be. Let's give you some big stories, focusing now on the Euros as we look at some interesting stories concerning German fans. This is to let you know that German football fans have overwhelmingly called for Kai Havertz to be kicked out of the starting lineup. A poll of almost 140,000 supporters found that 90% wanted the Arsenal star to be dropped by Borussia Dortmund battering ram Niklas Füllkrug. Havertz scored a penalty in Germany's 5-1 demolition of Scotland, but has since drawn 2 blanks. He only managed 1 effort on target during the 1-1 draw with Switzerland, despite having 6 attempts in all, with newspaper Bild giving him a match score of a 5, with 6 being the worst possible ratings. Now Bild's poll of 138,000 supporters has shown widespread clamor for Havertz to lose his spot to Füllkrug, who scored a stoppage time equalizer against the Swedes. Meanwhile, Füllkrug also scored in the opening game against Scotland and is more traditional number 9 than Havertz. While Havertz did well as a false 9 for Arsenal last season, the vast majority of his career has been spent in the midfield, according to Bild. Füllkrug was close to starting the game against Switzerland. Germany will contest their round of 16 match in Dortmund on Saturday and will play the runners-up between England's group, where Denmark currently sits in the 2nd position. Kai Havertz and Füllkrug. We know he was very instrumental for his team, Bayer Leverkusen, during the whole Bundesliga season, where they won 2 titles. For Kai Havertz, he was the man for Germany 3-4 seasons back when he was in Germany, but he seemed to have lost his current touch. Do you think the fans are right when they say they do not want Kai Havertz to lead Germany's lineup in the next line of action at the Euros?
With his current performance, right, the fans would want someone, because now it's going to get very difficult because it's the round of 16. It's either you get it right or you go home. So I understand the fear of the Germans, why they don't want him to lead the pack. But for Havertz and Kai Havertz himself, he was instrumental for Arsenal. He was instrumental when he was in Chelsea. But I think just like those things that happen with some players that will get to perform well for club side and not be able to perform on the same level in their countryside. So I feel for the fans that they've seen his performance, aside the penalty he scored, he hasn't contributed so much for them so far in this competition. So I think they are just calling for a change, so they wouldn't put their trust on someone that would not really deliver the goods for them, and then at the end of the day, because of not having a very good striker who can score goals and create space for other teammates, they'll end up losing and then stay back at home. They don't need to take flights this time.
All right, let's see what's going to pan out with the coach. But do you think this is going to likely affect the decision of the coach to either drop Havertz or play him in the next game? What should decide the coach's decision on who leads the attacking line for the German team?
I know every coach wants results, and if Kai Havertz is not bringing that result, I think he would need to change his formation. Maybe from the first instance he had him as a number 1 man in mind, but now since he's not getting that level of performance and that results that he wants, then he just twist it up a little bit, bring someone else. Or if you so love Kai Havertz that much and you don't want to bench him, then you play 2-man attack, maybe play a 4-4-2 formation, and then see what happens with having 2 strikers up front, and then the fans as well might just end up, okay, since you're not taking this guy out, let's see if they can complement each other and then get us the results we want.
All right, let's see what Nagelsmann is going to make his decision, his attack line. Are they going to go for 4-4-2 or whatever formation he decides to go? Who's going to lead the attack of the German machine and the lax system, phase of Euro 2024. All right, let's move on to the next talking point. The Azuris are in the news this morning talking about Italy. It was a very interesting matchup last night as one last attack, 8 minutes into stoppage time, and Italy were trailing and ran out of defense. Riccardo Cavallini collected the ball and drove into the heart of Croatia's defense. By the time he was approaching the penalty area, all those in-checkered shots were drawn towards him, and Kala slipped a pass to his left where the man, Matija Zakani, was all alone, and there were 10 Croatian players in the camera shot, but nobody near the Lazio winger, who had not come until the 81st minute when Luciano Spalletti started to throw on all the forwards he could find on the bench, and Zagani seized the chance. First time with his right foot, he went for goal, teasing a shot beyond the dive of Dominik Livakovic with plenty of call. Everyone inside the Red Bull Arena in Leipzig held their breath and watched as the ball sailed into the far corner. That goal was a beautiful goal, and he also, even Zagani, wasn't sure where the ball was going. After hitting the ball, he was watching the ball. Everybody was just watching the ball sail into the net, and it was heartbreaking for Croatians. As that was doggedness. That was Italy not giving up until the final whistle.
It was just more like a buzzer shot, so everybody was just quiet and watching to just get into the net before everybody goes crazy again with screams and all. Italians, that's what we've always known them for. They've been very far right from the time of Buffon when he was the goalkeeper. They are always attacking Gattuso and the rest. They don't just give up until they hear the final whistle. Like what the coach did, that's just the style of Italy. They tend to play defensively at some point, but if they notice it's not working, they can put 5 strikers at the same time, all in the name of getting a goal. That was what played out with Croatia yesterday. Croatians thought they was okay, they had the day, but Italians, with their spaghetti legs and also came in and performed, excellently well, and then, help them secure a draw.
For Croatia, we saw the man, the picture of Modric a few minutes ago. Modric was amazing. He did score that first goal for Croatia, and he did also win the man of the match. But like the picture said, in the caption, they said this is the most unhappiest man of the match award seen ever. What do you think? Do you think Croatia were just too anxious for the game to end? That was why probably they got cut off by Italy, because if you notice, that ball was a corner kick, and while they were trying to defend, Italy caught them on the counter.
Yes, I think after the corner kick, they tried getting the ball, clearing their lines off, but that didn't happen, and the coach felt he has won the match already, because at some point he had to substitute Luka Modric so he could go rest and then maybe prep for the next match. But you never say never when it comes to Euros. You never say never when it comes to football generally, because people just keep going until they hear the final whistle. And when it's almost at the stoppage time, the intensity for those losing now gets higher. At least they will look for a consolation goal. So the Croatians thought the match was done and they could just put that in the bag and have the 3 points, but Italians said never say never until the final whistle, and that was what we saw there.
Do you think this might be the last we see Luka Modric, who's already 38 years old, the ablest player to score in the Euros tournament so far?
Yeah, he might, but he still looks very, very strong, just like Ronaldo. So we don't know if he might decide to maybe play one more season. That's if he can wait. But I think I see him rounding off real soon.
Are you likely to see him at the World Cup?
2026. He might want to represent at the World Cup. Maybe after the World Cup, then retire.
All right, so we wish Croatia the very best. We're missing them already, missing Luka Modric, and they've got one of the most sexiest football fans already, we've not seen her at this tournament already, but she's always very popular at the World Cup, always wearing the Croatian jersey, checkered with white and red. Hopefully, in the course of this tournament, we might get to see her one more time. But still looking at issues, we've got the Italian coach talking this morning. Italian manager Luciano Spalletti lashed out at his players after they needed a 98-minute equalizer to rescue a 1-1 draw against Croatia on Monday night. The defending champions looked to be heading for a third place finish in Group B, leaving them facing an anxious way to learn their fate. But Mattia Zaccagni called home a last-gasp effort to cancel out Luka Modric's opener that sealed Italy's place in the knockout stages, but Spalletti was far from happy with his side's display. The 65-year-old switched to a 3-5-2 formation for the game in Leipzig after previously playing 4-3-3 in the group, but insisted his team played so poorly that it didn't matter which system he used. Italy will take on Switzerland in the last 16 after an unconvincing group stage that saw them collect 4 points from their 3 matches. When the coach is talking like this, is that not like beating down on his team? But at the same time, he played 3 matches to go 4 points. That's kind of poor by Italian standard. But you know, Italy is always like that. They start slow and they grow into competitions. Even when they beat Nigeria in 1994 World Cup, that was how slow they were. How do you see them faring against Switzerland? Switzerland might be a different kettle of fish when they meet Switzerland in the last 16. Are we likely to see Italy being thrown out, or we might just see the defending champions do better?
I think they might do better because of the caliber of players that they have and what's at stake competition and all. But again, Switzerland, we saw what played out between Switzerland and England, where they played the 1-1 draw. So it's the Euros, and I think it's going to be very, very competitive. It's not going to be easy for the Italians because the Swiss guys wouldn't also want to go back. They also want to qualify for the next round. So I think it's going to be difficult. But like what you rightly mentioned about the Italians, yes, their chemistry, their synergy comes in gradually, just like it comes in one layer at a time. So definitely going in, since they're former champions and their experience of being in situations like this countless of times, I feel the coach is going to switch up maybe the formation, maybe play a 4-5-1 or something, and then close up his midfield to be able to cover the midfield and see how far he can go and then get in. So I think for the Italians, they're going to come out strong, and the Swiss might be on the defensive end and just try to salvage maybe one counter attack and then see if they can score and then maintain that lead till the end of the match. But for the Italians, I see them coming out to play more.
All right, we saw the Italians play 4-3-3 against the Croatians. Usually they play 3-5-2 in the other last 2 group matches. What's panned out? Do you see Spalletti trying to revert back to the former formation rather than play the 4-3-3 that seemed not to favor them?
I think he's going to revert back because one, he definitely wants his midfield locked, because the Switzerland players, the team, they have a very, very strong midfielders and they have strong guys on the defense. So, and they have strong attackers as well, tall and huge. So I think he's going to want his midfield locked. So it's going to be difficult for Ball to get to the attacker. So I think he's going to revert back to that 3-5-1 formation, so he can be able to manage the midfield and again have attacking power. So with that now, I think he's going to cut off too many access of the ball from the midfield up to the attackers of the Switzerland players, because he desperately needs to win. But if he doesn't play it that way, he might end up playing 4-1-4-1 at the end of the day.
All right, let's see what's going to pan out about the Italians. Azuris, congratulations, qualifying for the last 16. So it's going to be a titanic one when the Azuris face Switzerland in the last 16. Let's talk about the 3 Lions of England who are through to Euro 2024 knockout stages, courtesy of the fact that Spain did win Albania. But the big story here is that England have booked their place in the knockout stages of the Euro 2024 before a ball has been kicked in their clash with Slovenia. Gareth Southgate's side have struggled to impress so far in Germany, but have already confirmed that Sporting next round after result went their way will be on Monday evening. As a result of Spain's victory over Albania, England will finish as one of the competition's best third-place sides, regardless of the result against Slovenia. Hungary sits third in Group A on 3 points, while Croatia are now in third in Group B on 2, meaning England are sure to finish among the top 4 third-place sides on the minimum of 4 points as things stand. Of course, the Three Lions can still finish top of the group with a win over Slovenia, and even draw could still take them to the top spot depending on the result elsewhere. Meanwhile, Fiorentina scored the opening goal inside 13 minutes with a brilliant finish across a goal and in off the post to continue Spain's dominant showing. The La Roja are shaping up to be one of the contenders for the crown after an impressive showing in the unofficial group of death alongside Italy and Croatia. The win for Spain will, however, go some way to alleviating a fraction, of the pressure on the Three Lions, knowing that that will still be the second phase of the competition. For Spain, would you say you're impressed with how far the Spanish side has done so far, and for the Three Lions against Slovenia, will it be another opportunity for Coach Gareth Southgate to maybe experiment some things, or probably filing a team that is likely to be the team he would want them to play in the last 16?
All of Southgate's experiment has not really played out for him. It's just luck that he has been having. I think the England have been the Three Lions have been enjoying fair share of luck since Euro started, because they've not really performed at that level that I expect them to perform, or everybody expect them to perform. So I think it's just trial and error that they've been doing, and then they've just been skating through via luck. So if he wants to continue like that, that's Southgate now. If he wants to continue with trial and error, when tougher teams now are qualifying, teams like Italy, you'll be meeting the Spanish, you'll be meeting the Germans, you'll be meeting the Danes, all of these guys now. If you want to do that to them, don't worry, you don't lose, just pack up your things and go back to England. But their performance needs to get better, because he needs to just play this players in their natural positions. If you play them in their natural positions, they might not score 5 goals, they might not score 4 goals, they might not score like maybe a bunch of goals, but definitely you're rest assured that you wouldn't concede either. They might just play well and then get to score two goals or concede 1. But with this try and error, if it continues, I think England will suffer for it.
All right, that's England. Let's see what's going to happen to the Three Lions when they face Slovenia. But let's move on to another interesting talking point, player of the match. And I tell you, it's been considered as Modric poses for the unhappiest award ever. That's the big talking point there. That's talking about Modric. As we look at Luka Modric, looked distraught as he posed for a photo of a player of the match award in hand, minutes after Croatia's last gap concession of all but ended their Euro 2024 hopes. The 38-year-old had an eventful evening in Leipzig in a game his country needed to win to guarantee progression to the knockout stages of the competition. But Modric was afforded the chance to put Croatia in front after they were awarded the penalty in the 54th minute after a handball from David Fratesi, and the veteran stepped up to put his side ahead, but his spot kick was weak and easily turned away by Gianluigi Donnarumma, leaving Modric devastated. He could hardly have made amends any quicker, though Croatia regained their possession and mounted another attack, with Donnarumma pulling off another fine save to deny Ante Bodmir. However, his parry fell at the feet of Modric, who made no mistake this time around. But unfortunately for the Real Madrid star Mattia Zakani's 98-minute equalizer leaves Croatia on the brink of elimination. Modric, who will turn 39 in September, described the late concession as cruel and admitted he does not know how much longer he will keep playing. Can we technically say it's his fault? He missed the penalty, though he still scored, but he will be feeling guilty for his country. That's if they get finally eliminated after the last round of matches.
That explains why he wasn't smiling so much when he got the award for the man of the match, because someone of his caliber shouldn't be missing penalty in a very crucial game, like in a very crucial game that you needed a win. Even if Modric, he's not supposed to even miss penalties at all. But let's see how it pans out. That explains why he's obviously sad, because he's not happy with the fact that he lost, penalty. But let's see what plays out. If they did get to qualify, he is definitely not going to take chances like that anymore, because he was able to fight for his country, in the last World Cups for them to get really, really far, and he got robbed of the world best player at that point, so he gave it to Messi. I don't know why they keep giving everything to Messi.
Well, they say he's the greatest of all time.
So, but for Modric now, I think if they get to skill throw, he wouldn't take chances like that anymore. He would want to, make it easier for his country, for his team to qualify.
Alright, still talking sport, and we're still looking at Euros, and let's talk about this team, talking about Spain, as it was Ferran Torres who secured the top spot for Luis de la Fuente's informed side despite making 10 changes. Spain beat Albania 1-0, sending them into the knockout stages of the Euro 2024. Ferran Torres scored the game's only goal, but see Albania's tournament exit calmly and relentlessly as Spain advanced, demonstrating on a note of Albanian passion and partisanship on the line that this team has a real depth of winners. England can reflect that Albania's defeat guarantees their progress. And looking at the Spanish team, despite making 10 changes, they still came out awesome, still won the match. What does that tell us as regards how deep the Spanish team is? And do you agree that Spain is likely to be one of the contenders for the 2024 trophy? Looking at how they won all their matches in group stages.
It's the Spanish team now. This is how their squad has always been. They have their first 11, which is good. They have their second 11, which is good. So they introduce their kids, and these players football when they were very, very, very young, and then they tend to grow up with it, and this is the result we get. Yes, we did be contenders for the Euro 2024 championship. Yes, I see them as people that might win. I don't even see Germany winning it. I don't see, with what's playing around with England right now, I don't even see them getting to the finals if Southgate continues like this. So I think the Spanish, yes, I'm looking at Spain and Italy to be at the final.
All right, Spain and Italy likely to be in the finals. Make your own prediction. Do you think it's Spain, Italy in the final? Do you think it's Germany or France and Spain, or England and Spain, or England and Germany? Any which way, make your predictions and let us know. The handles on your screen, send it to us, and we can read out your likely pairings and predictions. All right, let's move on to the Three Lions camp, where the coach is talking this morning. Southgate has confirmed that Luke Shaw will not feature in England's crucial group stage clash with Slovenia at the Euro 2024. The Three Lions were handed a boost as the fullback took part in first team training on Monday, having struggled with hamstring injury. The injury had kept Shaw out of action for his club side since February, and Gareth Southgate's decision to call him up after 4 months without match action took many by surprise. The England boss had previously claimed his hopeful Shaw can be of use at the tournament in Germany, and both confirmed that will not be against Slovenia. Shaw has 31 senior international caps to his name. The only specialist left back in England's squad. Let's look at Shaw. Even though we've got this other player, Newcastle's right back, Karen Trippier, who's also having injury worries. But for Shaw, how important is Shaw that they even took him even when he was injured, and the coach still believes in him and still hopes that maybe towards the knockout stages or even semi-finals or finals, he might just be there.
Well, we're happy that he's back to training. He's been out for 4 months, and he
that's a long time.
Yeah, that's a very long time. He didn't even play most of the matches this past season, and I don't know why Southgate called him, though Shaw is a very special player. He has this energy that he brings. If he just comes to play, then he just changes the play, and then he can lead an attack. Thank you. He can lead an attack. He can put the ball on his feet and advance with it, create plays, and he has very, very good accuracy when it comes to play, to strike the ball. So I don't know how much faith he has in him, because there's no how someone who has been out for 4 months can just get in and then boom and perform magic and then maybe help you qualify. You know, it's just the try and error thing that we're talking about. There are other players who can actually take Sean's position, but I think this is Southgate is a gambler and he wants to gamble this and see what plays out. So let's just hope maybe if he tends to play in the coming match, hopefully he's going to, you know, spice it up and give them something to, you know, celebrate more.
All right, let's talk about this player who got injured after a very sickly collusion. His name is Barnabas Vargas from Hungary. Yes, let's let you know that Barnabas Vargas' doctor has offered his assessment of the forward's condition after he was involved in a sickening collusion with Hungary's Euro 2024 match with Scotland on Monday. The 29-year-old who suffered a facial fracture in a brutal clash with Scotland's goalkeeper Angus Gunn as his wife Laura Scrappit watched on in horror from the stands, visited the hospital by Jejeli Panics. The team doctor for his club side, Ferenc Ross, Vargas' wife 27, who is a Britician, also witnessed her husband's horrific injury first-hand, having traveled to Germany to support her partner and the national team's European campaign alongside other Hungarians. With the game goalless and both teams hunting for an opener, Vargas collided with the Scotland goalkeeper as he attempted to collect in the 67th minute in the Group A fixture. The severity of the 29-year-old's injury was immediately made apparent by the reaction of his teammate, who hurriedly motioned the medical staff onto the pitch. All right, but report tells us he's stable and things are getting much better for Vargas, and so we hope very soon he might return back to camp. But how long, and if he would continue for the rest of the campaign, is still yet to be known. Let's talk about UEFA. Still talking about this man Vargas, as UEFA have insisted that there wasn't any delay in the treatment of Barnabas Vargas following his injury in Hungary's 1-0 win against Scotland. Hungary forward Vargas is stable in the hospital after reportedly broke several bones in his face following the collision. For UEFA to come out to say the doctors intervened within 15 seconds of the incident occurring. Was that what we saw on that day? Was it 15 seconds? It was more than 15 seconds.
So it was more than 15 seconds. The players at some point had to start hurrying, and then because they didn't come. So I don't know what UEFA planning to gain by this statement that they made. But we all watched the match. We saw what happened. They did not come 15 seconds. Yeah. It took longer. Most of the times, this medical team, they don't even come into the pitch unless the ref calls for them. But this wasn't what happened. But on the Brighton side, they came late, but the fact that Braga is getting better and is stable now, I feel it's good for him. He might be out for the season, out of this competition, because a lot of fractures on his face were broken. So he might just totally be out from this.
All right, I wish Vargas the very best, even though some of his teammates like Dominic Sabozi, who plays for Liverpool, was also angry with the medical officials for walking so slowly, lukewarmly into the pitch when there was an emergency. All right, let's talk about some selling transfer stories coming on from Bayern. We're still in Germany, where Bayern Munich star Joshua Kimmich has reportedly shortlisted 3 Premier League clubs as possible destinations as he continues to stall on the new contract. The 29-year-old is under contract until the end of the next season, but doubts remain over his long-term future with the Bavarian club. Talks over an extension are yet to take place, and as it stands, it's very unlikely Kimmich will sign a new deal, according to Sky Germany. The report states that Bayern are open to selling Kimmich, who is currently away on Rio 2024 duty with Germany this summer, as they can get a fee for him. The player has come to terms with the possibility of leaving Bayern and would have no problem with entering the final year of his deal without extending. Meanwhile, let's let you know that Kimmich is currently without an agent, and though he's getting support and advice, interested clubs will have to directly contact him. Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool are on the list of clubs who will consider joining. He will consider joining alongside Barcelona and Real Madrid. Jimenez joined Bayern from RB Leipzig for £7.1 million in 2015 and has gone on to make 390 appearances, scoring 42 goals and providing 104 assists. He has also helped the club to 8 Bundesliga title in that time, as well as the Champions League and a number of other honors. His resume is quite amazing, and teams might or should want to have him in their books.
Teams will want to have him, but I don't think Real Madrid will want to have him. One, because of the way and in which Real Madrid gets players, age factor. They'll look at the age factor, and then because Real Madrid get a Galactico that would be with them for like the next 10 years, and then from Real Madrid you just go ahead and end your career and just retire. But I see maybe teams like Arsenal too might not totally want to go fully for him.
He's 29.
He's 29. Arsenal, because look at the age group of Arsenal players, they might not want to go because they tend to look at futuristic plan for each player that they have. It's teams like Manchester City or Chelsea or Barcelona that might go for him, but if he's looking at these things, I think he's going to fit in well, because the style of play in Germany and the style of play in the Premier League in Italy, in England, is almost alike because of the physicality and the attacking power that most of these midfielders need to be able to even get a good pass all through. So for Kemlevic now, I think he might fit in well with Man City.
All right, let's see. 3 clubs might have his signature at the end of the day, but it's a decision for him to take after the Euros. Let's go to Old Trafford. Some very interesting story coming from Old Trafford says Ruud van Nistelrooy could return to Manchester United as part of Erik ten Hag's coaching staff at Old Trafford. Club sources have declined to comment on the report in the Netherlands that the former Manchester United striker has been approached and insists new co-owners Ineos are focused on concluding positive talks with ten Hag over his new contract. The 47-year-old Dutchman is a potential replacement for Ten Hag's assistant, Michel van der Gaag, or forwards coach Denny McCarthy, whose contract runs out at the end of the month. Despite emerging as a leading contender to replace Vincent Kompany as Burnley manager, it is understood that Van Nistelrooy is interested in returning to the club, where he scored 150 goals in 219 games for United between 2001 and 2006. The Holland striker won the Premier League, FA Cup and League Cup before moving to Real Madrid, following the fallout with Sir Alex Ferguson. Van Nistelrooy's coaching experience includes working as assistant to the Dutch national team, and his only club in management at PSV Eindhoven. He quit 14 months ago after leading the club to second place in the Dutch League and victory in the Dutch Cup. All right, Van Nistelrooy back to United. That's like homecoming for a United legend.
Yeah, that's like homecoming.
150 goals in 219 matches.
The only reason why he left Manchester United was because of the fallout he had with Sir Alex. And you can't have a fallout with Sir Alex Ferguson, whoever you are. You can't have a fallout with that man and still remain United. Is not possible. So maybe I think they've sorted out their differences, because Sir Alex Ferguson is obviously one of those stakeholders in Manchester United, and he feels okay, if he wants him to come back, that means their beef might have been settled, and he's going to help because of the results we've seen from his past jobs. He has a good track record, so he might fit in, and there may be an assistant to Erik ten Hag, or just be a coaching staff for the players, or attacking the strikers basically.
All right, let's see how this is going to pan out. Let's take you back to Belgium and Euros, as when someone's father is defending his son. Let's just let you know that Trossard's dad blasted Belgium boss for dropping his son. That's very interesting, as the father of Arsenal star Leandro Trossard has last out at Belgian manager Domenico Tedesco for benching his son against Romania at the Euro 2024. Trossard started Belgium's opening game at the tournament to 1-0 shock defeat against Slovakia, and was subsequently named in the bench for Saturday's clash. He later made an appearance off the bench in the 56 minutes, replacing Luke Bacchio and Kevin De Bruyne, scoring Belgium's second goal in the 80th minute to settle the tie. Trossard has third for Arsenal with 16 goals across all competitions. How does it feel when parents or family members try to interfere with matches? We saw Thiago Silva's wife always interfering once Pochettino dropped her husband, Thiago Silva. We've seen Rashford's brother and agents interfering also. How bad is that for football and the player themselves?
I think it's for Rashford's older brother who is an agent. I think I understand his own angle is coming from the angle of maybe business and a little bit of family. I think I understand that part. But for the father now, probably a lot of persons have not been watching his son, and this is an opportunity for them to watch him, and then he's being dropped. Okay, look now, the results they are getting is not totally good. That is Belgium now, and then the father feels that okay, my son did this for his club side, and he can also do the same with maybe.
So he played in the first game.
Yeah, he played in the first game as a sub. So the father feels the son is of that caliber that needs to be starting and playing all through. A father will always be a father and would also always want his child to be there and then play all through. But I think them getting involved doesn't matter. It's just what the coach does is what's going to matter, because at the end of the day is the formation and then what he sees, what performance, what level I see you can bring into the squad and have the squad win is what he's going to do. He cannot have a De Bruyne and then he'll be playing the top side in the midfield. It's not possible.
Alright, just a quick one time at our friend, just to let you know that UEFA is to tighten security measures inside stadiums after 6 invasions during Portugal's win over Turkey with Goncalo Ramos clattered by a steward who was chasing a fan. That's one of the stories there for us to know that UEFA has issued a statement saying they will be beefing up security in the stadiums hosting matches for the Euro 2024. The statement is in reaction to numerous security issues that have arisen since the tournament started. This includes during Portugal's 3-0 rout of Turkey when the steward almost injured Portuguese player Goncalo Ramos after clattering into the striker as he dealt with the 6th pitch invasion of the game. The match was punctuated by fans attempted to charge the pitch and get selfies with Cristiano Ronaldo, something one young fan managed first, much to his delight, and possibly Ronaldo's, as he'd been there for the picture. Sky Sport News reported the statement in full, which said safety and security on pitch and team facilities are ultimate priority for UEFA. That's you can see that there's a picture of Ronaldo trying to get a selfie from a young star. Alright, just to let you know, talking a little bit of tennis here, just to let you know that Novak Djokovic declared on Monday that he would only play at Wimbledon if he was convinced he could win the title for the record equaling 8th time. Talking about Djokovic there, the 37-year-old was out practicing on the grounds of the All England club on Monday, only 19 days on from the undergoing surgery on the torn medial meniscus. Alright, now we know that Djokovic is likely to be playing, and just to wrap it up, just to let you know, talking boxing, just to let you know that it's a sad story as well. Jones Jr. has announced that the tragic death of his 32-year-old son, DeAndre, after revealing he committed suicide over the weekend. The boxing legend shared a devastating news in the heartbreaking statement on Instagram, in which he described how thankful he was to have spent the final evening of his son's life with him. Very sad commentary there as regards Roy Jones Jr.'s son committing suicide. It's just a crazy thing. Alright, not just to end it in a very sad note, let's just let you also know that Anthony Joshua's next opponent will be announced on Wednesday, that's tomorrow. Joshua last fought in March when he brutally knocked out Francis Ngannou in the second round of their showdown in Saudi Arabia. Just a quick one, Anthony Joshua next opponent, how key is it going to be tomorrow's announcement? Are you excited about the fact that Junior Mari fighting soon, and for Roy Jr., 32 years and